Hey folks, this is Bill at Whole Life Soaps, and today I have a very ambitious project. This is my rosemary lemongrass soap, and it currently has a Taiwan swirl in it. It's made using dividers. It's a pretty intricate process, and it looks pretty freaking cool, but I'm gonna switch it up. That's what I do. That's why people know my stuff's handmade, because I always change it. So I'm gonna go for the one pot wonder swirl today, and if you don't know what that is, I'll show you. I've got my setup here. Let me back this up just a tad. I've got my mold elevated. I'm resting in on a couple of things of tape. I've got 5 containers that I'm going to mix 5 different colors in. And once those colors are mixed, I'm going to slowly pour them back into a pot, one on top of the other, so they kind of make one large color bloom. And then I'm going to pour them into this mold at an angle. And as the mold gets full, I will lower the angle. So we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. First thing I'm going to do is get my colors set up. So I'm going to measure these out in equal parts, or as close to equal parts as I can get. Notice you need a slow-moving recipe to do this. I have added rapeseed oil to my recipe. In the States, we call it canola oil, but it slows down the movement of the soap in terms of its saponification. Lets you do more in terms of designing. And because I've got to do a couple of moves with this, I want it to sit as long as possible. So let me get my colors in. Let's ram a little bit of orange. Get a little bit of yellow, or I'm sorry, green would be next. Then my yellow. And then my magenta. And then my blue. You can pour these in any order you want, but I've already made a batch and I'm just reusing containers. I don't want to mix colors. So next, I'm just going to take a little bit of my essential oil mixture and pour it over the top of each color so it blends, helps them liquefy a little bit. We're going to pour at an angle. So I have my mold lifted up. I'm holding it up with some tape. And I'm just going to pour at an angle going from side to side so that those colors kind of sit so nice like. And they hopefully will like make little lines with each other. I did a whole pot in the one before this. I'm not sure it's going to work, but I think if I break it up like this, it'll be okay. You can already see how those lines are forming, and it'll make a really cool pattern in the soap. Okay. See if you can get in there and see that. So you see those lines that are forming right through there. Hopefully that will turn into a pattern on the soap when we make it. So when we cut it, excuse me, because we're making it. But I'm going to go ahead and pour more of my soap into the pot. Let's continue with that process, eh? This takes a while. Perfect. So all those little lines will be separated when I cut the soap. It's going to look super pretty, sweet. That's a one pot wonder pour. That's what they call that. One pot wonder. Today I want to cut it. I want to see what it looks like. I need to shave it up, and then we'll get into the cutting of it. So let's get that going. Oh, that's much better. Gonna look pretty. So this is rosemary and lemongrass. It's been one of my signature soaps since I opened. One of these days I'll get silicone molds for my soap, and then I don't have to do this anymore. Here's one for you guys. You like those soap curls. Here we go. Sweet. Okay, now it's time to cut it. The one thing I like about this is I can rest the loaf on it because it's got this divot in here, and I can just go like that. Then I don't have to worry about cutting it into smaller pieces necessarily. Helps to balance. All right, here we go. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so this is my one pot wonder pour. This particular one I did in two sections because they started to blend together too much. So I started to pour in smaller batches. So it recreates that effect each time. I think it looks pretty nice. That's a really cool coloring. And they just get so unique looking as you get down. Like, check that out. That's so cool. I dig it. This one's got some. Clean this one up just a little bit. It's got a little bit of white buildup. Soda ash. That's the word I'm looking for. There we go. Now that looks better. Pretty. Those are some really cool colors. Check this out. That's so trippy dippy. I dig it. This is the first soap I ever made, was this scent, rosemary lemongrass. And I colored it just as a in the pot swirl with these basic colors. And although I sometimes change the design of this particular soap, I've remained relatively true to how it was when I first started soap making, because this one is my personal favorite. Of everything I make, I always make sure to have this one. Like, look at that. That's why I like that in the pot swirl. You just get such a cool curving of the colors and how they kind of fold on top of each other. They're so beautiful. The last iteration of these had a Taiwan swirl. Although I really like the way that looks, the way that you have to cut it so that that swirl stays in it, it kind of wastes soap because of the size of my soap. So I don't always like to do it that way. All right. So like when we look at this and you look at it up close, the whole point of in the pot swirls to get that curved layering look. And I like how it doesn't go, sometimes you do it and it goes up and down, but I like that it comes diagonally down the soap like that. It's probably because I have these really large loaf molds. And so they do make designing a little difficult at times, but you know, it is what it is. It's part of the process. You look at the back, we got that look as well. I got a little bit of spot of color there. Just didn't blend in as much as I would have liked, but it's soap. It's not going to color anything. Beautiful job. I tell you, I'm glad it turned out. Thanks for watching.